Coach Hill.
Coach, Brian, whatever you want to call me.
Mr. Hill, thank you for joining us
My
today.
pleasure.
You've been around this organization for quite some time. Can you tell me of the changes that you've seen through your eyes?
Well, number one, the organization is about twice the size of what it was, when I was here. But it's really, from ownership on down, in my opinion, maybe the best run organization in the league. With the DeVos family, the ownership group, and now with Jeff and John running the basketball side of things, Coach Clifford back running the show from the sideline. I think they've done a fantastic job since they've been here, and I think it only bodes well for the future, really. I think we're just going to continue to get better and better.
Before last year was a 7-year drought in the playoffs.
Right.
This team has a different feel to it. Do you have expectations for this team?
Well, my expectations really don't matter, just doing the TV side of it. But I think I would feel the same way that Coach Clifford does. I think, it's for them to make an appearance back in the playoffs again. Hopefully you win a few more games than you did the year before, and you try to shoot for home court advantage, be a top 4 team if you can. That may or may not be realistic this year. But I think the biggest change is what I mentioned. The ownership group has been steady, but now with the leadership that's on the basketball operations side in Jeff and John and Cliff, that's where I think the upgrade has come over the previous 6 or 7 years.
Not to be biased, but if you were to pick, who would be the favorite player on this team?
Oh, well, I'm always prejudiced toward point guards, since being a former point guard myself. So I thought the job DJ Augustine did last year was absolutely sensational, given the depth or lack of depth that they actually had at that position last year. And him having been primarily in his career a backup player for all the teams that he played for, I thought he did a fantastic job leading the team. His assist-to-turnover ratio is fantastic. His three-point shooting, 40% from behind the line. It was a huge lift for this Magic team.
No more Kawhi Leonard, 7th seed last year. As you mentioned before, it doesn't matter, but what realistic expectations can you see evolving for this team?
I wouldn't want to put a seed as far as how high they can go in the East. I think it's a team that's going to be, hopefully somewhere in the vicinity of, 45 wins a year, give or take a couple wins in either direction. It's the same group of people back, which is a big plus. It's the continuity between the players and the coaching staff. I think that's really critical. Cliff came in last year and in 1 year did a fantastic job, he and his staff. So I think that continuity, if they stay healthy, which is always a big plus in the NBA, if they stay healthy, I think, they'll look to improve on last year's record. How far or how high they can go, that's why they play the games.
Last question. Pickup game. Bricktop. You or Turner? Who should I pick up?
Oh, you want to pick up Jeff Turner for sure, because he's a heck of a lot better shooter than I ever was.
Coach, thank you for your time.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.